Hello everyone, welcome back to the series. So in previous video, we built the checklist application where we can create and update task. In this video, we are going to make this app more smarter by adding search and filter functionality. So instead of scrolling manually, user can quickly find task. We are also going to discuss how we can delete a task. So let's proceed with the video. So this is the app which we have developed in previous video. If you haven't checked out my previous video, do check out. I have explained everything in detail. In this video, we are going to see how we can delete a task or we can add a search or filter in our app where we can filter the task like completed or pending. By default, it is going to select it as all. So we are going to see everything in detail. So let's proceed. So let's add text input for our search box and insert a drop down control. Now if I play the app, it it does not do anything. This is just the default behavior. So we have to do the manipulation to work exactly how we want it. So let's see what we can do. If you see the item property of this dropdown, currently it is a sample dropdown, and we have to change this to uh, all pending and completed. Let's play now. Now it is reflecting perfectly fine, but it is not working right now. We have just added the drop down items. In the search, if you see there is a default text box, we are just going to replace it. And there you see it has a hint text. So we'll make it to search with task name. You can search with any number of column and any column which you see over here. So let's see what exactly we have to do to make the functionality work. So the gallery is basically from where the data is connected. So the data is coming from the SharePoint site, which is the task list. We have to search and filter the data from SharePoint so that it will reflect the same in our gallery control. So for that, just remove the task first. And what we are going to do is add a filter property from Power App. What is filter property? So filter property is basically filter the data with specific keyword and logic. If you see, it is asking for source and logic test. So our source is task which is our data source. Then we have to give logic. So our first parameter will be we want to search with specific tests. So there is a property called start with. Start with the property is basically used to search from the data source with a specific text. So if you see it is asking for text, so um, text will be our task name, which is specific keyword we are going to search in the Power App. And then it will ask me what is the keyword you want to search with. So it will take whatever we search in the search box, it will reflect, I mean it is going to search with the same keyword. And what is the name of this search box, that you have to see here. Here you can see currently it is text input, that we can change to text search. Then here we are going to give the search box name dot text. Now we'll close it. All set. Now let's test this out. I'll search with the keyword. So it is displaying presentation and prepared weekly report. The filter dropdown is not working because we have not added this dropdown to our gallery to filter the item. So let's do that. I have renamed this dropdown as drop filter. So make sure that you do the same or use the same control while adding that to the items. So currently I'm filtering the data with start with property. Now we have to add another logic so that it will filter uh, with our dropdown as well. So let's do that. So let's understand the logic we just added. This logic is basically dropdown dot selected dot value is equal to 1. Uh, this is the condition which we have added, or status dot value. Status is referring to the column in our data source. So if the status uh, is equal to dropdown dot selected dot value, so if any of this condition is true, and search the search box text basically. So to work filter and search box at the same time, we have to add a and logic, which we just did. So let's just test this out if it is working fine. So I'll search with pre-weekly. So this is giving me two option. Now if I select with completed, it won't display any data because there is no data which start with pre keyword and it is completed at the same time. So let's just remove all the filters and I'll keep it as all. And now if I search with pending, it will only display the task which is pending in status and completed. Now we are going to see how we can delete record if it is no more required to be in the data source. So let's see how we can do that. So here we can insert a button or add an icon over here to delete the data. So I'll just add a small button, but make sure that button is you are adding is to this gallery, and just select this gallery over here and insert a button. We'll change the name to remove. So you can work on customization. So I have just added a remove button. You can always add an icon or any type of svg file. So let's see, let's work on the functionality now. So let's go to on select property of this button. Here we have to add remove property. So remove property is basically take the collection or a data source, and we have to provide which item you want to delete from the data source. So collection is basically our task list, and this item is referring to the current selected item. So if we click on this button, it is going to remove uh, this task directly. Let's just test this one and see if it is working fine or not. So I'm going to delete one of the completed task. So update checklist, which is this one. If I remove it, if you see, that is completely gone and you won't be able to see over here. So uh, there is one thing which is, make sure that if you are adding a remove button or something which is going to delete the entire record from the data source, make sure that you add a pop-up, and I'm telling you from the future perspective. So to add a pop-up, we can have another video as well. So to summarize this, we discussed search and filter property, start with, and remove record from the data source. If you want to further explanation of any of the topic, please let me know. And in the next video, we are going to automate the workflow, and we are going to trigger an email on any status change. So whoever the task is assigned to, they will get a reminder on a status change. So let's see how we can do that. So please wait for my new video. And if you like my video, please do like, share, and subscribe. And thank you for watching.